Love lost forever. Kody Brown and David Woolley's shocking divorce. Kody Brown has lived much of her adult life in the public eye, and fans of Sister Wives have followed her story through decades of change, heartbreak, and renewal. At 53 years old, Kody has already experienced more ups and downs than many people do in a lifetime. Her long marriage to Kody Brown, her choice to leave him after nearly 3 decades, and her decision to open her heart to new love have all been pivotal chapters in her journey. Yet, as much as her supporters celebrate her happiness, there are moments that spark worry, especially when Kody posts messages that hint at sadness or heartbreak. Her recent reflections on the past year have left some fans wondering whether her new marriage is as strong as it seems, or whether she's grappling with deeper pain than she lets on. Kody was once the third wife of Kody Brown, the patriarch of a sprawling polygamous family that captured attention on TLC's long-running reality show. When she walked away from her marriage in 2021, it was a shocking move, one that few viewers expected. She had spent 27 years in that plural marriage, raising her children while balancing the complicated dynamics of sister wives, shared households, and Kody's shifting attentions. For many years, Kody seemed content in her role, but slowly, cracks began to appear. Kody's relationship with his other wives deepened while his connection to Kody weakened, leaving her feeling isolated, overlooked, and unfulfilled. When she finally gathered the strength to leave, it was a turning point not only in her life but also for the entire Brown family. Kody proved to herself and to fans that she was capable of independence. She wasn't going to settle for less than she deserved, even if it meant starting over after decades in a relationship. Her departure inspired many viewers, particularly women who had struggled in unequal relationships, and Kody became a symbol of courage and resilience. Leaving Kody wasn't easy. For a long time, Kody had worked hard to salvage her marriage, clinging to the hope that things could improve. She never wanted divorce to be the outcome, but eventually, she had to face reality. Kody was no longer her partner in the ways that mattered most, and she recognized that her happiness and emotional well-being depended on making a change. Once she made that decision, Kody wasted no time embracing a new chapter. By 2022, she was dating again. At first, it seemed almost too soon for some fans, who felt Kody should spend time rediscovering herself before jumping into a new romance. But Kody was determined to move forward, and she met David Woolley, a widower with a large family of his own. Their connection was immediate and undeniable. David had 8 children and 10 grandchildren, making his world as full and complex as Kody's. The pair quickly grew close, and before long, they were living together. This move surprised many people. Kody, who had always seemed so traditional during her years with Kody, suddenly embraced a more modern path. Moving in with David before marriage was not something fans expected from her, particularly since her youngest daughter, Truly, was still living at home. But Kody's willingness to take this step revealed her desire to live authentically and embrace happiness without fear of judgment. Their whirlwind romance continued to unfold both on and off screen. David eventually proposed, and Kody said yes. In October 2023, the two married in a joyous celebration surrounded by family and friends. The wedding was filmed for a 2-part Sister Wives special that aired in January, giving viewers a chance to witness Kody's new beginning. For many fans, it was deeply moving to see her find love again after years of struggle. Kody's wedding to David was a striking contrast to her earlier marriage to Kody. When she married Kody, the event was modest, attended only by family members, including the other wives. At the time, Kody was entering a plural marriage, a lifestyle shaped more by religious tradition than personal choice. With David, everything felt different. Their ceremony was not about conforming to an arrangement but about celebrating mutual love and respect. Kody wore an off-the-shoulder gown that proudly revealed her tattoo, which matched David's, while David chose an all-black suit. Their wedding was filled with laughter, joy, and hope, representing a fresh chapter for Kody, one in which she was finally at the center of her own love story. David seemed to embody everything Kody was not. He had no interest in polygamy, which was a relief for Christine after years of sharing a husband. He was more reserved, less domineering, and gentler in demeanor. Most importantly, he treated Christine with kindness and appreciation, qualities that many viewers had long wished she would receive from Kody. To outsiders, it looked like Christine had finally found her happily ever after. Yet for all the joy, some fans worried that the romance moved too quickly. After 27 years in a complicated marriage, Christine may have benefited from more time on her own, time to explore who she was outside of a relationship. Instead, she jumped from one marriage into another in the span of just 2 years. Supporters voiced their concern that rushing into commitment could lead to heartbreak down the road. Even so, many chose to set those worries aside, rooting for Christine to finally enjoy the love and security she had long been denied. As 2024 came to a close, Christine reflected on her year in a heartfelt Instagram post. She shared photos and clips from her life, capturing everything from family moments to adventures. In her caption, she wrote, "What a year it has been. From unbelievable heartbreak to unforgettable adventures, this year has been all about growth, joy in hardship and finding the courage to choose happiness." For fans, one phrase jumped off the screen: unbelievable heartbreak. The word immediately raised questions. Was Christine hinting at trouble in her marriage to David? Could the blissful image they projected be masking deeper issues? Social media buzzed with speculation, with some fearing that Christine was already facing difficulties in her new relationship. But looking closer, there is reason to believe her heartbreak comment had little to do with David and everything to do with the devastating tragedy that struck the Brown family earlier that year. In March 2024, the Browns lost Garrison, the 25-year-old son of Kody and Janelle. His sudden passing shocked the entire family and left an unfillable void. Though Garrison wasn't Christine's biological child, she had been a central figure in his upbringing. With Kody and Janelle working outside the home during much of the children's early years, it was Christine who often cared for the kids, cooking, nurturing, and guiding them as if they were her own. Her bond with Garrison was special, and his death was deeply painful. Losing Garrison was a blow not only to Janelle but also to Christine, who loved him like a son. She had celebrated his milestones, worried about his struggles, and cherished his humor and kindness. His death was a heartbreak she could not have anticipated, and it cast a shadow over the rest of the year. For Christine, 2024 was filled with moments of joy, but also with grief that lingered beneath the surface. This grief explains her comment about unbelievable heartbreak. Far from signaling trouble in her marriage, her words seemed to reflect the profound sadness of losing Garrison while trying to balance her own happiness. Survivor's guilt is common in such situations, where a person struggles to feel joy while mourning a loved one. Christine may have felt that conflict intensely, celebrating her marriage and family while also grieving a young life cut short. She also remained close to Janelle, her longtime friend and former sister wife, who suffered the deepest loss of all. Christine's compassion and support for Janelle during this time underscored her loyalty and empathy. Standing by Janelle, she honored the bond they shared as co-parents, friends, and family, despite the dissolution of their plural marriage. As Christine continues her journey, it's clear she is navigating both joy and sorrow. Her marriage to David represents renewal and hope, while her grief for Garrison reveals the depth of her humanity. Rather than a contradiction, these dual experiences highlight Christine's resilience. She is a woman who has endured heartbreak but still chooses love, who acknowledges pain but continues to embrace life.